Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is Tuesday, May 20th of 2025, and I'm going to just move a couple things. Let's see, so I can see you. Um, I've done that. Let's see. All right. Hello, Christina. It's good to see you. I haven't been live for a while, although I did just finish my catalog launch, which I'll talk about later. But today we're here to do some stamping. And the layout that I'm going to share with you today, the idea is from Jackie Boheis. So a shout out to her. And it's called an Interlocking Fun Fold. But what I really like about this layout design is that you can use it with any stamp set. And hi, Sheila. Good to see you. So this layout is great to use with any stamp set. And I like it because it kind of looks like a wow factor, but I promise you it's really easy to make. So we're going to turn the camera down in just a second. We're going to get started. I usually test my camera, so I'm not sure when I for my crafting desk, which I forgot to do. So I don't know. We'll see if it's not. We'll just adjust it a little bit so you can see everything. Um, if you're new here, welcome. Those of you that are returning, welcome, and thanks for returning. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider that. And if I give you some value today, and click the subscribe button. Hello, Judy. Good to see you. All right. Well, I'm going to turn the camera down because I'm excited about this card that I'm going to share with you. And I sure hope that you like this. And now that I said that, let's see. Um, all right. It has definitely been a while since I have been on here. There we go. I got the right button, I think. Oh, okay, Christine, you're working on Jackie's note card ephemera idea. All right, and watching me. Okay, well, this is she does do great cards, doesn't she? Hello, Jenny. All right, let me get the lights on. So today we're going to be using, that's not too bad. Um, Today we're going to be using products from the our catalog as well as our online exclusive. So from the catalog, if you have your catalog handy, or we're working on 52 and 53, it's called a Beautiful Gallery Suite. Now we're not going to be using everything out of this suite because this suite actually comes with two stamp sets. And we're going to be using Gallery Blooms, which does not have any sentiments. But instead of using the stamp set in the suite that does have sentiments, I'm going to pull out a stamp set called Sentimental Framing, which is online, but I really like all of these sayings. I'm so grateful, thinking of you, wishing you all the best, from laughs to tears. I'm happy we've shared them together. And then there's some smaller greetings that you can stamp inside your card too. So this is an online exclusive. We're not going to use the dies, but this does come with dies. So I wanted to just show you the dies, the framing dies. These are framing dies that come with the sentimental framing. And these, but we're not using these dies today, but I just wanted to show you, but we will be using some sentiments from here. And then, like I said, we're going to use the Gallery Blooms. We're going to use this beautiful, gorgeous designer series paper and these gems. And then it does come with some beige ribbon and an embossing folder, but we're just using the Gallery Bloom stamp set, the gems, and the paper today. Get that out of the way. Okay, so here is that beautiful stamp set. Isn't that gorgeous? And it also comes with dies. And we are going to be using this large die today, so I'm going to get that out of the way. And then what I like about this, it has some other extra dies that are not they're extra because they don't die cut any of the images. We have all the dies that cut the images from the stamp set, but we also have some extra dies, and that makes it really easy to add to your card. But this is not all. Let me move this and show you that there's more. Yes, there are more dies, and you have some more dies, and you have a frame. Now, we're not using this frame today, but I did want to die cut it to show you that it die cuts 2 frames. So when you die cut this frame, you'll get a large frame, a smaller frame that you could use together, or you could use on 2 separate cards, and then you get a little cardstock layer here that you can also use. So these 3 pieces is what comes from this one die. But we're not using the frame today, but I did want to show that to you. So again, this is Gallery Blooms. Okay, let me lay that aside, and let's real quick look at the paper, and then we'll get started on our project. So this is called Beautiful Gallery 6x6, and I'm not going to show you all the paper, but some has pretty scenes in it. And if you watch my catalog launch that I just finished, Connie Douglas from Great Stepping with Connie used this beautiful paper for her pillar uh, fun fold that she did. So this is the paper that we're going to use today right here. So I'll lay that out. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and we're going to get started. Oh, maybe you would like to see the card that we're going to make first. Okay, let me show you the card. So here is the card that we're making. And it's called an Interlocking Fun Fold Card, Thinking of You. And then you open it up. Our friendship is full of memories I treasure the most. Thinking of you, love you, and our friendship is full of memories I treasure the most. And you can write your sentiment there. And I used some of those extra dies from this stamp set, and then it also sits up like that. So this is what we're going to make today. All right. I'm going to bring in our card base. Oh, good, Christine. I'm glad you like the card. Okay, I'm going to start with Calypso Coral, and I'm going to cut this at 5.5 by 10 3/4. So let's see. I try to have, if you can see that very well. Okay, so it's going to be 5.5. So I wanted to show you how to make the card base. I have some of the pieces that we need today already cut, and then it's going to be 10 3/4. So I'm going to turn this and put that at 10 3/4. Now this piece is so small. I mean, I keep a lot of my cardstock pieces, but this is so small that I'm just going to toss that. And then we are going to score on the long side. We're going to score on the long side, and we're going to score at 1 5/8. So we're going to come here, we're going to pass the 1, and then we're going to go after the half. So 5/8 is between the half and 3/4. So if you're math challenged like me. All right, so 1 5/8, and then 3 1/4. So we're going to score that and put that right here. And then we're going to score at 7.5. Well, I put those there, and then I covered it up, didn't I? But I'll leave it there for a second if you want to copy that down. And then 9 1/8. So 9 1/8, we're going to score it. All right, so let me lay that aside, and let's go ahead and just cut a designer series paper and then everything else. Now, this designer series paper, I'm not sure which way it goes because I didn't pay attention when I took it out of the package. But there is, if I keep looking at it, there's one way that looks better than the other. So we'll say this. All right, in the designer series paper, we are going to need 2 3/4. Close that up. by 4 3/4. So that was 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, and that's for the left side. And then for the right side, we're going to need 2 1/4. So this just takes one sheet of 6 by 6, and then we're going to turn this and cut this at 4 1/4. And we'll need this for the right side. All right, and then that's all the cutting we're going to do because I do have some cardstock pieces, but they're already cut. All right, so we're going to need some, I'm using Lost Lagoon, and this is for the right-hand side, so it's 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. So we're going to be using that. We need some Lost Lagoon 3 by 5 for the left. Okay, so 3 by 5 for the left, and this designer series paper will layer right like that. You need another piece of Lost Lagoon for the inside, 3 by 4 1/4. You'll need some basic white, 2 3/4 by 4. And then your sentiment strip is 1/2 by 2 1/2, but it's really, when you cut it 2 1/2, then just cut a smidgen off of the 2 1/2. Or cut it 2 1/2 and see if it will work on your card. And then you're going to need a scrap, excuse me, to die cut, to stamp and your flower image. And then you're also going to be using, next to the smallest, die cut circle from Stylish Shapes. And this is just 3 1/2 by 6. So you just need a scrap. All right, well, let's go ahead and get all of these pieces out of the way. And let's work with get our card base folded and do some stamping. All right, let's go ahead and bring this back in. And so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to fold this up. And then I'm going to fold this down. And then I'm going to, on this side, there's 2 score lines. So the one that's the furthest from me, I'm going to fold it over like this. And then I'm going to fold this back. And that makes your card base. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our Lost Lagoon and our designer series paper, and we'll add those together. Just adhere these together. Actually, we're going to use this side that I'm putting adhesive on for the right-hand side of our card because I want a little contrast. So we'll line this up the best we can, or the best I can anyway. Okay, and now we're going to bring in this Lost Lagoon 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. And this designer series paper, we're going to use this side of it. And this designer series paper is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. So just a little bit smaller. But since I cut it this way, then you'll find there's a little bit of edges on here. But you can just, because I should have turned it over when I cut it, but I didn't. But that's okay. There's no mistakes in crafting, right? So I'll just use my bone folder and it's all good. So now I'm going to put adhesive here. And we'll match this up. And then we're going to do some stamping, and then we'll put our card together. Well, we have one more. Yeah, we need to do stamping next. Stamping next. All right. Because we need to stamp our image. We have a sentiment to stamp. So let me grab this beautiful flower image, and we're going to stamp that in the Mental Black ink. Because it's so large, then I like to go ahead and bring my ink to the stamp. Now you do want to make sure you get the top of this, so make sure you go kind of to the top because I can get that top piece. Because you don't, you might be just a little bit lighter and you don't want that. All right, let's go ahead and stamp this right here. Give it some pressure and hold it and straight up. Isn't that beautiful? All right, now I'm going to lay that aside and we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp Thinking of You. And again, this is from the Sentimental frames and I still need my black ink. And we have Thinking of You, I already have that ready to go. Try to get that right in the middle, just like that. All right, and now we're going to, this is the Stylish Circle. It's the third from the smallest. And so you can, you know, use it to die cut, but I already have it. I already die cut it one out for us. So we're going to put Love You. Just like that. And then we have our basic white. That's 2 3/4 by 4. And this is where you can write your greeting, but I'm also going to stamp I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And that is actually two stamps. I'm going to stamp I'm so grateful. I stamp that first. And it just, I know it just barely fits, but it does. I am so grateful to have you in my life. Make sure it's going the right way. And then we'll just put that right under there. Just like that. Okay. Let's see. Do we have all of our stamping finished? Actually, I did change this on the sample one I gave you. Inside, I had our friendship is full of memories I treasure the most. But so I decided to make this card, thinking of you, love you. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. So we'll just lay that over there and lay these pieces over there. And we're going to work on our flower. So I'm using Lost Lagoon blends and I'm using Calypso Coral. You could use markers or whatever you have. I'm going to do the leaves first. I do have one of these cut out, but it doesn't take very long. So I'm going to start with the dark. And what I like about Stampin' Up, they give you little lines where you can just follow those. And that's what I'm going to do for the leaves. All right, so this right here, my question is that a leaf? On my sample, I first thought it was part of the flower, then I decided it was a leaf. I'm not sure. It may be a leaf. I'm going to use it today as part of the flower. But you could do whatever you wanted. You could decide. So then I'm coming in with the light Lost Lagoon. And you can always turn your card if it makes it a little easier for you to add color on. And then we're going to come in with the dark Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to kind of just put some color there. And again, I'm just going to go over the line, excuse me, the lines that are already there for us with the dark. Okay. Then I'm going to come back with the light, and then I'm going to use the dark again to put a few highlights, and I'll show you how you do that. And then I will just use the one that I already have die cut out to save on the time. But I did want to show you, and we really just have to do one, I guess. Don't have to do all of the flower blooms. So I'm now using light Calypso Coral, and I'm just kind of going in circles, just like that. I'll do one more. It's so much fun. The blends just make you look like you're an artist, even though I definitely am not. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is to come back with the dark, and I'm just going to add some more kind of highlights. So I'm just going to kind of up here in this, I'm going to kind of bring the, add a little more there, uh, add some here, and it's just to do a little more shading. Then I'm going to come back with the light to kind of blend that together. And then I'm going to show you the difference. So I'm using, this is the light. So I'm just going to, I already shaded this one the first time, so I'm not going to do it the second, but I'm just going to go ahead and add the light Calypso Coral. Because you could definitely just do that, shade the dark, or you could, again, use the dark, the light, and then go back and add a little more shading with the dark, and then add the light again. So you can kind of decide what you like about that. And then we would just put our die on here and cut that out. And I already have that done. So I think we are ready to put our card together. And I did forget to mention that you do need some scraps. So I have some scraps of Lost Lagoon and some Calypso Coral scraps. And what I did is that I die cut out this image and this leaf here and this long piece here. And those are the three that I'm going to use. I did go ahead and cut this out in Pool Party, so I will show that to you so you can see how those look. So this is the Calypso Coral we're going to use, and this is the Lost Lagoon. So I already die cut those out. So that was really fun. No stamping, just die cutting. And then that other die in there looks like this in Pool Party, but I decided not to use that. All right, let's go ahead and bring our card base back in, and we are going to bring our left-hand side. We're going to work on our left-hand side first, and I do have a layer I need to put together. So I'm going to fold my card over, and then I'm going to kind of place that like this. Get that out of the way. And I'm looking to see that I have down here and up here about the same. Now, I know that some people could actually add their adhesive on the Calypso Coral cardstock, but I am not one of those. For me, it works better for me just to put my finger up here, turn it over, and then I know that I need to add my adhesive right here. And I can even make a line. So this is what works best for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring it and add it here. And I'm going to look, make sure that I don't have any adhesive showing, and I don't, which is what we didn't want any. Okay, so now I am going to add add the right-hand side. So I'm going to bring that in. So this piece here is going to go under, or it's going to go on top rather. So when you fold it, this piece is going to go under and this is going to go on top like this. Now, you're going to have a little bit of this designer series paper showing above and below, and that is what you want. So that's perfect. So again, I'm going to kind of line it up because I want about the same amount of Calypso Coral cardstock shown as I do over here. I'm not sure I got that perfectly straight, but we'll try to do better on this one. And again, I'm going to put my finger here, and we're going to add adhesive here. Okay. And I'm going to fold this. And see, or we press it down, get it lined up like we want. Make sure that it's straight. So Judy, you like to color? Good. That's good. I think I should have moved it down just a tad more, but I'm not sure that I can do that now that it'll be fine. Just a little bit less DESP showing than down here, but we just won't tell anybody, okay? All right, let's go ahead and add some dimensionals to our flower, and we're going to start decorating. Now I used the regular size of dimensionals, and then I also used mini. Now, you know, if you watch me, that I love my dimensionals, but right here, I wanted to put one, and maybe right here. I'm not putting anything on the stem, and I guess we'll put one right there. That looks good. All right, so then I'll take the backings off. And we'll close this. Now you could definitely slant yours. I'm just going to put it, I'm not going to slant mine, but that it would look nice if you did. Okay. And then I'm going to bring our sentiment in. Now, since this is already popped up, I'm going to add a sentiment on each side. But you see how this is a little bit longer? Because I did mine 2.5. So and it kind of measures, and maybe, I guess, you know what? Let's just put it, never mind. It's right, because I'm going to go from the Lost Lagoon edge to the Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to make it the length of the cardstock, not necessarily the design series paper. But then I'm going to put a dimensional on each end is all I'm going to do. Okay. Um, Here, trying to get it straight. All right. Now we're going to put our circle here on this side. But before we do, let's go ahead and bring in this Lost Lagoon 3 by 4 1/4, and let's go ahead and layer our basic white that we stamped. I am so grateful to have you in my life. You need to remember to do your stamping before you layer. So we stamped on the basic white, and now we can go ahead and add this. And the best way is just to put that down like that. And then we're going to put this right in the middle. When I add my adhesive, I don't get clear to the edge because sometimes adhesive likes to move, and I don't want it on this cardstock. All right, let's see if we can get it lined up straight. All right, now our card is like this, but we're going to go ahead and add something here. So I'm going to set that aside and bring in our Love You, and I'm going to bring in a silicone craft sheet because I'm going to be working with glue dots, and we're going to bring in our little die cut images, flowers and leaves, and so then I am going to bring this leaf. Oh, well, first, let me see how I want to put these together. I think I will kind of do it kind of like that, I think. Okay, so I'm going to bring the glue dot to the front of that. So we're doing it on the front because we're going to stick the die cut circle on these, maybe. All right, and then I'm just going to kind of line it up like that. And I think, maybe we'll do it like that. Then I'm going to take this and I am going to try to get it straight, the Love You. Then I'm going to turn it over and we're going to add some dimensionals, which will help keep these die cuts in place too. Take the Before I take the backing off, let's just go ahead and make sure that because we don't want this to show, so I might have put that too far over, but we will see. Maybe just a little bit, but you know what? I think it'll be okay. So we'll take this off. And go over as far as I can. There we go. Love You. So yeah, that works. Now let's bring in our embellishments. These go with that beautiful suite. They're called pressed flower motifs. I can't say that word very well, but that's the best I can say. It's a pressed flower motifs. And let me grab my take your pick tool. You have small and large. We're going to use the large today. And I think I want to put one about right here. Pick up another one with the putty end. And we'll put one right up here in the corner on the right hand flap. And then I'm going to put one right here. So here is our card. Thinking of you, love you. I am so grateful to have you in my life. So it's a really easy card. It even stands up. And our sample card was thinking of you, love you. Our friendship is full of memories I treasure the most. So again, you could use this layout with any stamp set. I think it's a great layout to use with any stamp set. And I hope you like the card that I did today. Thank you, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. I'm glad you liked the card. The color combinations, we've had lots. These are not any of our new colors. We have we've had Lost Lagoon and Calypso Coral for a while. Although we do have five beautiful new in colors, um, but these colors have been around. But they just kind of go well with that paper that I showed you. All right. I hope that you give it a try. It's time for barn chat. And I hope you'll give this layout a try because it is quick and easy. And I will try to add the measurements in my description later. I don't have them in there right now. Um, thanks, Jenny. I'm glad that you like the card. Thanks, Sheila. I'm glad you like the card too. I really appreciate all of you being here. As I mentioned earlier, I just finished 6-day catalog launch along with two of my demonstrator friends, Connie Douglas from Canada and Sarah Bolin from Australia. So if you we shared six different stamp sets, a combination from the new annual catalog and also some products from the online exclusives, which just mean they're only online and they're not in the catalog. So if you missed some of those, you might want to go back and watch that. I did have an ordering special during my catalog launch, and that ordering special ends today, and it is in the description. So if you place a certain amount of order with me, I send you a sampler of DSP, some retired, but some new out of the current annual catalog and online exclusive papers too. Um, I'm part of an online global retreat, and that is coming, or I'm part of online global crafters. We're putting on a retreat in July. We do a retreat February and July of each year. And you'll hear more information about that. But the first people that will hear it is if you're on my newsletter. So join my newsletter. That's in the description. So you get all the latest what's going on at Rustic Barn Cards. And I'd like to thank all of you who signed up for my In Color Club. I had fun putting the first month, May, together and getting that out to everyone. So thank you. And if you haven't received it in the mail, then it's on its way. So I appreciate that. All right. Thanks for being here. And oh, thanks, Deborah. I'm glad you've been watching that series. And I'm glad that you like what you've watched so far. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.